Ever stop to ask why someone with millions in the bank would lease instead of own? And why, once you hit 50, that choice might prove your most financially astute move? Consider this mind-blowing figure. The number of millionaire households renting has tripled in just the last few years. Yes, people who could purchase any property they desire are opting for leases instead. We all grew up hearing the same narrative: buy a house, accumulate equity, chase the classic dream. Yet here's the catch most overlook. Owning real estate can stealthily erode your net worth, constrain your options, and lock up funds you could be using to actually live life. Legendary investor Warren Buffett famously declared that idle cash is often the worst investment. Yet, he also warned against immobilizing too much capital in non-productive assets. In this discussion, you'll learn why the so-called Oracle of Omaha's approach highlights a tactic many ignore once they turn 50. What's astonishing is that while everyone regards purchasing property as the cornerstone of building wealth, the data tells a very different story. I'm about to break down why affluent individuals favor agility over holding real estate, how renting can shield your finances, eliminate those hidden drains on your fortune, and open the door to the lifestyle you've spent decades building toward. First, let's take down the biggest misconception about owning a home past 50, because this single choice can spell the gap between financial struggle and genuine freedom. The home ownership myth beyond 50. You've heard it repeatedly: purchase a house, eliminate the mortgage, and watch your worries vanish. But I have to ask, if that were the guarantee of financial peace, why do the richest Americans more often decide to rent? Here's the untold truth about owning property after you turn 50. On average, property taxes climb by 3 to 5% each year, compounding relentlessly against you. Meanwhile, insurance costs have surged by 21% over the last 24 months as extreme weather events grow more frequent and destructive. Here's another eye-opener. In most large cities today, owning a home can run about 38% more per month than leasing a comparable place. It's like making a high-end car payment every month but gaining no extra benefits. Consider this jaw-dropping data. After 50, a typical major repair will set you back between $15,000 and $30,000. A new roof alone can cost around $25,000. Foundation fixes can hit $40,000, and swapping out heating or cooling systems runs roughly $12,000. These are not remote risks. They're almost certain headaches that homeowners endure while renters stay protected. Look at Jim and Carol in Seattle. They owned a stunning $950,000 property and believed their retirement was secure, until they faced $28,000 in roof repairs and $15,000 for foundation reinforcement. With property taxes rising each year, they sold, moved into an upscale downtown apartment, and unlocked $800,000 in capital. Today, that sum generates more than $40,000 in passive income annually, and they no longer deal with repair nightmares. The extra expenses don't stop there. Community association dues often average between $200 and $700 each month in many regions. Routine maintenance and general upkeep can devote about 1 to 3% of your home's total value every year. And managing all this, even on your own, eats into the time you could be using to earn money or save a retirement. But here's the twist. Those with true wealth grasp a concept most people completely miss. Let's dive into the insight the financially savvy use: why keeping your capital fluid is so powerful.
The wealthy reveal. Agility trumps real estate. Here's the reality affluent individuals embrace, but many overlook. Buying property ties up your net worth, while leasing lets your funds stay active. In fact, 67% of ultra-high net worth people choose to rent their main residences in big urban centers. And these are people who have more than enough resources to buy. They choose to rent because they value having liquid capital more than forming emotional ties to real estate. The wealthiest individuals I've studied lease their residences because they fully grasp opportunity cost. Every dollar locked into a house is one less dollar available for high-growth investments, new ventures, or cash reserves you can tap at a moment's notice. Take Michael, an entrepreneurial powerhouse from Denver with a net worth north of $15 million. He leases a downtown penthouse at $8,500 each month. Why? Because instead of spending millions on property, he channels that capital into investments that generate returns covering his rent 3 times over, keeping his assets both liquid and expanding. Here's what the numbers show. Affluent renters pour the funds they might have sunk into home equity into diversified portfolios earning between 7 and 10% annually, while real estate appreciation averages only 3 to 4%. And that's before you even account for taxes, maintenance, and sales commissions. Notice how financially astute people avoid being asset-rich yet cash-poor? They live in premium rentals while their investments produce passive income that not only pays the rent but leaves extra cash in their pockets. Renting also provides major geographic freedom. Wealthy tenants can relocate for business opportunities, family reasons, or lifestyle changes without the burden of selling property. No protracted listing periods, no staging expenses, no real estate agent fees eating up 6% of your equity. Consider this. The average home sale takes 68 days to close and costs between 8 and 10% of the home's value in transaction fees, repairs, and carrying costs. By renting, you sidestep that drain on your wealth and stay agile to seize new opportunities. But this isn't just about flexibility. It's smart risk management most people overlook. When you rent, your capital isn't stranded in 4 walls. It's free to work in tax-advantaged vehicles like municipal bonds, index funds, and retirement accounts that can lower your tax bill while generating income. Then there's property tax, effectively a wealth levy on homeowners that renters avoid entirely. The average American pays $3,500 each year, and in prime markets, that figure can climb to $15,250. That's money that could be compounding elsewhere instead of funding local government. Estate planning? Far simpler without real estate complications. No appraisals, no tangled title transfers, no forced sales to settle inheritance disputes. Your heirs inherit liquid assets that are easy to divide according to your wishes. 73% of estate conflicts arise from real estate disputes among heirs. Renters eliminate that headache and ensure beneficiaries receive straightforward, divisible assets. Tax benefits go even further. Renters can deduct job-related moving expenses, whereas homeowners may face capital gains taxes when selling. Lease payments don't trigger tax liabilities the way property sales do. Finally, beware the hidden wealth eroders of homeownership after 50. While many believe owning a home later in life offers security, data shows it can quietly sap your net worth until it's too late. As you and your home age, the upkeep monster only grows hungrier. Roofs need replacing every 15 to 20 years, costing between $20,000 and $35,000.
After about 25 to 30 years, plumbing systems start to fail, and swapping them out can run you $8,000 to $15,000. Electrical wiring also demands a full update roughly every 25 to 40 years, adding another $10,000 to $20,000 to your expense list. These aren't elective repairs, they're mandatory capital outlays that yield zero return. Meanwhile, that same money invested at 7% annual growth would double every 10 years. Take accessibility upgrades. The average homeowner spends $15,000 to $45,000 on wheelchair ramps, bathroom modifications, stair lifts, and other aging-in-place features. Renters sidestep that entire tab by moving into properties already built for accessibility. Home insurance claims for homeowners over 65 spike by 340%, driven by storm damage, plumbing failures, and routine wear and tear. Each claim can hike premiums for years.
And when medical emergencies strike, homeowners often tap expensive home equity loans or sell under duress, while renters keep liquid assets available on demand. Market downturns become especially perilous after 50. Housing slumps can trap owners underwater on their mortgages or force sales at massive losses. The 2008 crash wiped out $7 trillion of home equity, hitting older Americans hardest. The biggest miss? Opportunity cost accelerates with age. Every year your cash is locked in home equity is a year it's not compounding toward a comfortable retirement. But there's a smarter route. Upscale renting can actually boost your lifestyle while safeguarding your wealth. After years of grinding, why not start living your hard-earned success? High-end rental communities come loaded with amenities that would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to replicate in an owned home. Concierge teams, 24-hour security, cutting-edge gyms, resort-style pools and spas, plus on-call maintenance handling every detail. Ironically, renters in these luxury settings often enjoy a higher standard of living than homeowners with similar net worth because their capital stays liquid. And the freedom to roam? Priceless. Renters can sample different cities, states, or even countries without the hefty fees tied to buying and selling. One year near the grandkids, the next year on the coast, the following year in a dynamic metropolis. No real estate stress required. Consider Robert and Linda from Phoenix. At 58, he retired from engineering, and they opted to rent for flexibility. Last year, they based themselves in Austin to be near their daughter's newborn. This year, they're soaking up sun in Sarasota. Next up, Santa Fe. They're living an adventure while their investment portfolio climbs, a feat nearly impossible when anchored to one house. Downsizing transforms when you rent. You can adjust your space as life evolves, without the emotional toll and selling costs of listing a long-time home. Empty nesters slide into cozier, better-located units immediately, skipping the drafty, oversized house phase. And the social perks are real. Many premium rental buildings attract educated, financially successful residents, sparking networking and friendships that stay homeowners often miss. In fact, luxury renters report living situation satisfaction that is 23% higher than homeowners. The mix of freedom, top-tier amenities, and financial agility crafts a lifestyle that traditional homeownership simply can't match. What really matters is putting this plan into motion so you boost both your net worth and your lifestyle. How can renting become more than just a monthly expense? How do you flip it into a wealth-building mechanism? It all hinges on selling at the market's peak and redeploying your unlocked equity.
When home prices are at their highest, that's your chance to cash out big, then switch to renting and steer clear of buying at inflated rates. Once you free up your home equity, that money can start working for you immediately. Invest $500,000 at a conservative 6% and you'll earn $30,000 a year, often enough to cover a quality rental while your principal keeps growing. No longer house rich and cash poor, you can diversify across index funds for long-haul growth, municipal bonds for tax-free yields, real estate investment trusts for property exposure without landlord headaches, and dividend stocks for steady income. Here's the kicker. The math favors strategic renters. A $600,000 equity position at 6% generates $36,000 annually. Many upscale rentals run between $24,000 and $36,000 a year, meaning your investments can underwrite your housing costs without touching the core balance. Over 20-year stretches, well-diversified portfolios typically outperform direct real estate by 3 to 4% each year. That gap compounds into a six-figure advantage by retirement. Plus, investment returns let you optimize tax treatment, while owning a home saddles you with property taxes no matter your income. As a renter, you tweak your strategy annually to stay tax efficient. Then there's geographic arbitrage. Sell in a high-cost market, rent somewhere cheaper, and funnel the difference into investments. You slash living expenses and supercharge your capital at once. But the biggest game changer is the mindset shift, seeing renting as a route to wealth. For generations, we've been told that renting equals failure and buying equals success. In reality, after you hit 50, choosing to rent often shows the highest level of financial savvy. Affluent people lease because they know true wealth is about flexibility and liquid capital, not fixed assets. Once you remove emotion from your decisions, the logic is clear. Buying later in life usually stems from fear, while strategic renting demonstrates confidence. Confidence that you can earn returns that exceed property appreciation. Beyond dollars and cents, renting gives you the freedom to pursue new ventures, relocate for family priorities, or adapt to life changes without the drag of selling real estate. Even Warren Buffett's company leases its headquarters instead of owning. If one of the world's richest investors opts for flexibility over bricks and mortar, it's a powerful lesson. Sometimes the smartest investment is the one you don't make. Consider this: financially independent people are 40% more likely to rent their primary residence than those still building wealth. That's no fluke, it's deliberate capital allocation by money-savvy individuals. It also means leaving behind assets that are liquid, easy to divide, and immediately productive, rather than slow-growing property that can spark family disputes. Your home should serve your goals, not the other way around. After 50, your wealth should deliver freedom, flexibility, and security, not pin you down with maintenance, taxes, and market risk. Picture this: you've spent decades building your wealth, and now it's time to make that capital work for you, instead of locking it away in property you cannot easily liquidate. Savvy investors have mastered this concept, and now you're part of the club. You face a pivotal choice: remain asset-rich yet strapped for ready cash, or adopt a more refined tactic, rent with intention, to accelerate your net worth while enhancing your day-to-day life. Your money has served you well. Now let it back your aspirations, your freedom, and your long-term vision. Sometimes the smartest move is to choose the agility of renting rather than the weight of ownership.